people know me as Airsick. I've been breaking for 16 years, started in 2000, and still going strong. When I first came up, back in 2000, 2002, I used to, I didn't go to competitions. We didn't really have much out here. So what I did go to though was a place called In Cahoots, and the lights were always kind of dim. They had a spotlight feel, and every week we would go there and call each other out, and that's all I ever knew. I didn't know anything else, like I didn't know anything about competitions really, you know. I gotta give it up to Dizzy from Supernatural's crew. He's like my brother. For a few months I went and lived with him in Canada and did some tours in Denmark with him. And I got so much information and knowledge from him. It was a complete turnaround in my breaking career. I used to focus on moves instead of focusing on a style. It was like a night and day change. Within maybe 6 months, I went from, you know, only winning 2 competitions in my career to winning more than I have fingers and toes. It's really nice to hear somebody's perspective like that, and it changed the way that I look at breaking and forever. So I gotta give it up to him. I look at One Round Killer as an experience, and I try to put the aces in the right places. So I try to put judges that I think is appropriate for not being biased. I try to get a DJ that I think will actually spin good 90s and understand the music and watch the battles. This year we added a twist, which is why it's called One Round Killer, Second Round. The reason it's called that not only is because it's the second time we've done the event, but because the person that goes first in the battle, once you make the top 64, ultimately has control over the battle. The person that goes first can elect to take a second round if they feel they may have lost the first round. But obviously they have to take that second round before the judges make their call. They have 5 seconds to do that. And then after the second round, the battle stops no matter what. So it's in your best interest to go first if you want to control the battle. Now if you're that good where you can go second and you feel like you can beat anybody, by all means, you know, go second. And no one's going to be doing a standoff and just stand there like this and wait for somebody to go out. We're not going to have to spin the bottle or anything like that, because ultimately people are going to want to go first. And you know, we got a really good venue for it this time, even better than last time. Red Bull has actually been directly involved in doing it this time. I got to give a huge shout out to them for this event. Cultural managers, even the vice president of Red Bull actually came to St. Louis and did a walkthrough of the event space with us. And you know, they thought the event, the idea, the way it was set up was awesome. And the fact that it's for a great cause just makes it 10 times better.
My name is Jasmine Billings.
When you're 30, you don't expect to get cancer. You expect to get sick, but not cancer. Like, that's something you get when you're older, you know, like when you're in your 50s or your 60s or something like that. It's not something that you expect to get when you're only been married for 3 years and you don't, like, you're just turned 30. You've been 30 for 10 minutes. So the event is something that my husband and his friends put together to raise money to go towards the payment of our fertility, which unfortunately is not covered by insurance, which is extremely expensive. So he's had this in the past, and it's been successful, and then him and his friends and even some other of his friends raised money for us doing other jams and things like that. And he just got so much support from all of his friends that want to come out and help, and it's like, you know, we'll fly ourselves in, or we won't take a fee, and like they just offered all their time that it allowed us to hopefully raise money to go towards all of those bills.
I met her at a nightclub, of all places.
Wait, first, we had to come up with a different story before we actually like have children.
She was watching me dance. She was watching me dance, and kind of walked around, and I saw her looking at me, and I just went over and talked to her.
And then I asked him some very inappropriate questions when we first met, because I did not want to waste my time.
That was that, man.
We've been together ever since. We've been together for 10 years, we've been married for 3. I couldn't ask for a better husband. He just did everything to me. He's just so supportive, and he just loves me so much, and I love him. And you know, I was such a lucky girl with that, because he just there every step of the way. He goes with me to every doctor's appointment, he goes with me to every chemo treatment, he goes with me to everything that I need. That I couldn't ask for a better husband. He's awesome.
Chemo seems to be working. Obviously, I don't like to see her in pain and struggle or be in the hospital or anything like that, but she's really tough as a woman, and she's really strong. So and she has a really good support system.
It's hard. It's hard on me, it's hard on him, it's hard on everybody. Everybody goes through it. It's like, you don't just get cancer, everybody around you gets it to a degree. Because sometimes when you go through this, the person with the cancer gets all the support and gets all of that uplifting and all that energy from the families, from the spouse, from your friends, from everybody, that sometimes it's harder for the other person, the spouse, because they are giving so much support, and it's like they need support too because they're going through it. Because it's hard for Erick to see me so sick and so like hurting when I'm in pain, or we're going to the hospital and things like that. And I think like dancing and hip hop is a way for him to release the stress and release the pressure, and just kind of be in the zone and be himself and not have to worry about what's going on with me at that moment. He can just, vibe out, and I think it really helps him cope and get through all this. Like the late night practices, I'll be honest, can be a little bit too much. I wish y'all would practice a little bit earlier, but he loves it, and like I would do anything for him.
My wife and I, we make a decent living, and but when you get news like this, it's tough.
Obviously, chemo can leave us infertile, so fertility treatments are extremely expensive and aren't covered by insurance. So we needed money to help us pay for those, as well as all of our medical bills from everything that we owe for all the medical treatments, the chemo, the surgeries, everything.
So we keep getting bills in every day. There's a stack of bills this high sitting on my floor that we haven't even opened yet, and so we just stopped opening them. But obviously we needed help, and it was the first time ever that I needed help with something like this. I wasn't used to like reaching out to people for money, and it was kind of a weird feeling for me. But
you have to stay positive, because I really do feel like your body responds to that. If you're thinking in your mind, you know what, I'm gonna beat this, I got this, I'm a thug, that's why I call myself a thug. So I'm like, I'm a thug, I got this, then you're gonna get through it. And the thing is that, obviously there are expenses with the bills and things like that, but even just a phone call, even just checking and saying, hey, how are you guys doing? Like anything, it doesn't have to be monetary at all. Like just reaching out to us and seeing how we're doing, just checking, which most people have. It's been wonderful. Just showing your support is the best thing that you can honestly do, whether it's monetary or whether it's just reaching out, your prayers, your thoughts. I truly believe in prayer, and what that can do for you as well, because to get through this journey, it takes everybody. God, your friends, your family, everybody.
What's up, everybody? My name is Bboy Airsick. I represent an ENI out of St. Louis, Missouri. I also put on a really dope event called One Round Killer. I hope you guys come to my city. I want to give a huge shout out to my homies at Step by Step Dance. They got a really dope channel. You should follow it, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Check them out. Peace.
Hey, Step by Step. This is Jasmine, Billings, Airsick's wife. Thank you so much for coming out, showing your support. We really appreciate it. Everything that the community has done for us, we cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for showing your support.